Hello, welcome to another video on Jackie Snacky. Read the title to see what I'm doing, so let's get started. So yes, I am aware of the co-host slander lately, and not only because her books are just bad, but because of the other thing. But we're not gonna talk about that. Accusations of Wattpad writing style and problematic female protagonist and love interest aside, when the coho craze was going on, I guess, I only read 4 books, which is nothing compared to the average coho reader. And the only one I actually really liked was It Ends With Us. And no, I did not like it because of the hype. However, I did read it because of the hype. And I even reread it months later when the coho hype died down, and I found myself still really liking it. I read the sequel, kind of boring in my book. Oh my god, that wasn't intended. That funny pun. The other 2 I read were Ugly Love and November 9th. I only read Ugly Love so I can read November 9th on November 9th because I thought I was so funny like that. I ended up liking Ugly Love, but Miles is a little bit and November 9th. I hate November 9th. I hate November 9th so much. I hate the ending. I hate the plot twist. Since I only liked 1 out of the 4 coho books I've read in my life ever, I decided, hey, what if I reread this for the 3rd time and document how I feel and like if anything has changed or I'm just giving in to the coho hate propaganda. Like, who knows? Okay, I'm like 4 pages in and the only comment I have is, who names a town Plethora? Is that a real thing? Hold on. I looked up Plethora, Maine on Google, and you know what's funny? These were one of the first results that appeared. Okay, I get what they mean when they say Wattpad style writing.
And father of Lily Bloom. That would be me. I'm Lily Bloom, and Andrew was my father.
I'll let that slide. What I'm mainly gonna focus on are like the actual problematic stuff, not like the cringy Wattpad writing style, okay? That's like the least of my problems when there's a trope in Ugly Love about making love with your stepsister. The thought of marriage repulses me. I'm almost 30 years old and I have no desire for a wife. I especially don't want children. Wowzers! I wonder what could happen later on into the story. If you hear any beeping, no you don't. It's not my bad alarm system. You didn't hear that. Ooh, you didn't hear that. So I'm about 100 pages into the book right now. Like, Lily found like her old journal or diary or whatever when she was 15, and when she met Atlas for the first time, and she shows us the entries. And I'm currently at the part where like Atlas and Lily are talking about, or they're like bonding over gardening. When he was wiping that cow caca on me, it was quite possibly the most turned on I've ever been. What the I honestly don't have anything bad to say about the book yet. I know that the most talked about parts are coming up soon, so when I get there, I will definitely talk about that. Oh! Focus. Oh! Is that a spelling mistake? Oh! Honestly, my favorite character just might be Alyssa. I don't know what it is about the best friend of the protagonist or the side characters, but I feel like they always deserve better than just being the role of the best friend of the protagonist. Especially since Alyssa is like the really sweet and really rich character. I don't know what it is. But I think they're my favorite types of people. Maybe because I know someone in real life who's really nice and really rich. Not only that, but Alyssa has been dropping hints that Ryle is a big no-no since the very beginning. Alyssa never gave her the warning. She was about to, but then Ryle walked it. Also, here's what I've been wondering for the longest time. How do you pronounce Ryle's last name? Kincaid? In my mind, I've always read it as like Sincade because it just makes sense for me, but the K doesn't make a S sound, so I don't know. How come I didn't pick this up before? Just this entire paragraph. Vine boom all over the place. Vine boom. Atlas was 18 at the time, and he just kissed a 15-year-old. Mommy. Dude, I'm still trying to like Atlas so bad because I know that he's the one that saved Lily from all that Ryle marriage situation. Like, even the first and second time reading this part, like when Atlas and Lily like start kissing and like
liking each other and all that. I knew that that was like kind of a Vine Boom moment, kind of iffy, but I do not remember the Milker's touch. I do not remember the Milker grippers. I don't remember that, but now I do. So this changes everything, and not in a good way. Lily Blossom Bloom. You're 15. I assume like when you're 15, this was like late 2000s, early 2010s. You should be like playing with Polly Pocket or Just Dance, not with an 18-year-old. This isn't okay. Stop it.
Literally, all it takes is one little change, and this whole backstory would be so much better if Atlas and Lily were platonic to begin with. Either that, or just don't make the age gap that big. 3 years? Oh, I'm sorry, 2.5 years? Alrighty, I finished chapter 11, and that's where I'm gonna stop for tonight. It's currently 2 a.m., so...
SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward.
Here it is. This is the chapter. I think this is the chapter where it all happens. And we're done with part 1. Let me tell you my opinion so far. I noticed that the part ends when Atlas gives her the magnet. That's not foreboding at all. Nah, I wonder what could happen. What could happen if Ryle found out? Oh my god, he'd be so happy. So I actually am enjoying It Ends With Us. I feel like Lily is a strong character by being vulnerable, and I know it sounds like an oxymoron, but she's definitely falling for the red flags and just having an optimistic view on Ryle and hoping that that was going to be the last time that he'll do something like that to her. I feel like that's what makes her strong in the end. Her being vulnerable at that moment and then finally coming to terms like of, yeah, no, this guy's not good for me. Also, I know I said that I only read like 4 out of like 30 or so books from her. Even then, I noticed a pattern with like the love interest having a messed up past. I feel like the views, or not the views, the views, the impact, the effects, the representation of abuse. I personally really like the theme of, oh, I'm never gonna be like my mom, I'm never gonna be like my parents, I'm gonna make sure this cycle, this generational trauma ends at my generation, but then the child ends up continuing the cycle unintentionally because it is such a sad reality. A situation only seems easier to get out of when you're not even in the situation, but instead looking from the outside. And that is exactly what Lily goes through in the story. And I know she gets some critiques or like some criticism about why didn't she just tell anyone? Like, just tell someone this situation is clearly not good. But that's easier said than done. And I know a lot of people can relate to that because whether or not you dislike It Ends With Us, I know it touched the hearts of many people, whether it's just the general audience or the victims/survivors themselves. And I know it even touched Colleen Hoover because I know that this story is based on real events of her mother. I hear the phrase romanticizing abuse being thrown around whenever it comes to people describing It Ends With Us, but personally, I don't really see that. You can put me up to debate on that one. I even looked up a Reddit thread, and majority, if not all of the responses were It Ends With Us does not romanticize abuse. And I know Reddit is not the best academic source. I learned that in my college classes. But when it comes to searching for peer reviews or testimony, then I'd say Reddit's a pretty good source. The closest evidence of It Ends With Us romanticizing abuse is the book being associated with the romance genre. I'm not sure if the author intended to advertise It Ends With Us as a romance, but the summary in the back definitely makes the book seem like a love triangle trope. I also think another part of the problem is certain people on Book Talk recommending this book as a romance and to read it for Atlas and Lily's love and how their relationship bloomed. I did not mean that. I'm so sorry. So what I'm trying to say is, I like the story so far. It's just 15, 18, 2.5 year difference isn't that bad. Eyebrow raise, so many eyebrow raises. I know this is supposed to be an emotional moment, but when did they get married?
in one chapter, Ryle like technically proposes to her, but then like later they mention a wife. No, I know exactly what this newspaper article will lead to. Oh no! They named the baby after Ryle. No! Noticing all the little details that is associated with that scene, it makes my heart rate faster and faster. I'm currently reading that scene. This is 2 days after I finished reading because I was just so tired. Okay, and right now I am somewhat tired, but better. Look, I really like the themes that it goes through. I really like Lily as the character and like how she developed over time. I loved her popping off at the end. I loved her confronting to Ryle. I loved her like that moment when Lily told Ryle, oh, if Emmy ever got hit by her boyfriend and she told you, what would you say in return? Oh, if Emmy ever got pushed down the stairs by her husband, what would you do? What would you tell her? Lily W. The L is now a W. Now her name is now Willie. Wait, what the? I love Ryle as a character, not a person. Oh my god, please do not put me into one of those Ryle sympathizers. Like, yes, he's a bad guy, but he's a bad guy with depth. He just has, not just, he has a twisted personality. His personality, I think it's very well written. The fact that there are Ryle sympathizers out there, in a way, it shows that Ryle is a good character. Yeah, that is all I have. So thank you for watching this video on Jackie Snacky. If you liked it, glad you liked it. And if you didn't, well, thank you for watching anyway and giving me an extra view. And I'll see y'all on another video on Jackie Snacky. Bye bye!